I first started running Cataract Canyon in the early 80s. And at that time, it was kind of a flood stage. It was in 83, 84. And the company had been running for about 10 years at that time through, but we were all, as an industry, still developing the boats and different aspects of running through Cataract Canyon. So it was a very developmental time as far as the boats. There was about 15 companies that ran through Cataract Canyon, but very minimal as far as the amount of people that were going through. So it was really, really a unique and wilderness experience, and still is because of the remoteness of it. But we were learning as we went back then, and that added a lot of more adventure to it, and a lot of challenge to it, and a lot of fun and a lot of adventure to it, if you will. An S-rig is a 33-foot donut pontoon boat, and they were used in the military for building bridges and those types of things, but the whole industry kind of in the 80s, mid-80s and late 80s developed into what we have today. They're 33 feet long, 14 feet wide, hold up to about 13 to 14 people on each boat, and they're motorized. Little 30 horsepower motor pushes them down through the upper parts where we have a little flatter water in Cataract Canyon, then we get into the rapid section and we motor down through. Not a lot has changed as far as the basic experience down there, because it is great wilderness experience, and just being there is the experience. The equipment has come along, it's better equipment, the boats are better, they're made just for this purpose, they're not Army surplus anymore. But other than that, the experience feels the same.
The secret Noel will tell you about it and all this is Cataract Canyon is really where a lot of our hearts lie in this company. We love all the stretches, and everyone asks me, what's your favorite river stretch? What's the favorite place you like to be? And I always tell them, wherever I'm at, that's my favorite river at that time. And you just have a blast in the moment. But Cataract Canyon, though, it really does have a special place in the heart.
So Cataract Canyon is one of the greatest trips that we have to offer. One of the greatest trips that you can find in all of North America, I think. And it's typically with us, it's either a 3 or 4 day trip where we start in Moab, head down about 100 miles, a little less than 100 miles to the top of Lake Powell. And we see everything in between that. And what makes this trip very cool is it is along the route that John Wesley Powell explored. One of the first explorers to go down through Cataract Canyon. And it's rich with history, both Native American history, the original inhabitants of the area, and those explorers such as John Wesley Powell and others who have gone down the rapids section.
You really get to make that connection with why these areas that are national parks are protected, because it's such a wonderful, beautiful place.
Cataract Canyon is pretty special in the fact that it's in the heart of Canyonlands National Park. It's very limited in the number of people that can be there. This day and time, anywhere you go, everything is crowded. But when you get down into Cataract Canyon, it's limited, and therefore you see less people down there. There are other trips, but it's not a crowded experience. The really amazing thing about Cataract Canyon is it doesn't really matter what the water level is, because there's always fun rapids in it.
The classes of the rapids are based on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the largest, and that scale depends on technicality, size of the waves, and remoteness, and that's how they're rated. And because it's a canyon that's remote and away from all road access, the scale is a little bit higher for Cataract Canyon.
It's not dam controlled at all. The Colorado River is one of the last free flowing as far as up on this section until it gets to Lake Powell. So the water levels vary greatly.
Whether it's, in a paddle boat in low water having a riot.
Some years when there's a lot of snow, snowpack wise, we get high water.
33-foot long boat, and that thing's standing up.
Lots of people like to compare Cataract Canyon to the Grand Canyon, and when Cataract Canyon is flowing at higher water levels, typically in the middle of June, it's bigger than anything that you'll see on the Grand Canyon.
So one of the reasons we chose to come here, this particular river in this particular place, is I grew up wheeling with my grandfather. He had an old Land Cruiser from the early 70s, and he used to take us down here. And we were always on the far side. When my wife and we went to school not too far from here. I mean, it's a number of hours, but it's a drive we could make. We had a little kind of 83 Jeep CJ7. And we would drive down here before we had kids, and we'd camp along the river, we'd camp up in the Needles, we'd camp back in Moab on the trails. And as we were thinking about where we want to bring our kids, where we can really get away and hope that they'll enjoy some of the same places we really enjoyed and that brought us close together, there was no question. We wanted to come to Moab, we wanted to come to the river, we wanted to come to Arches National Park, we wanted to come to Needles, we wanted to come to Canyonlands. And the beauty of this is that we get to come, but we don't have to prepare everything. We just show up. My son, as we came up, he said, "Dad, now you have to remember you don't have to help fix everything. You don't have to do everything. You just get to enjoy this." And that's exactly how it's been. All of our time is enjoying our children and enjoying each other and being together and making new friends and enjoying the river and enjoying the mountains. This morning we got up early. I woke my daughter up about 5:45, and we hiked up to the top of the ridge just to watch the sunrise. And that's something we can't do at home in Dallas. It's too busy, we have too many things going on, the weather's not right, and there's no mountains. So this is something that we hope our kids remember, and that they bring their kids to the river, and we get to bring their kids as grandparents to the river and show them some of the best places in the United States.
There is a complete disconnect from all the different technologies, all the different worries you have back home. Everything like that, you just get to be out there and be present in the moment. It's a wonderful place to be.
Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the blue corn moon?
All this fancy technology that I don't understand. Space tech.
At some houses, and then they...
Prophesy, Smith! Give us one of your revelations!
I'm terrible at this.